Hi everyone and welcome to a new video. In this video I would like to discuss a topic that was sparked for me due to recent events going on in Switzerland about like media and stuff. But I will explain everything as the video goes on. It's also like a discussion on like literature in our society and culture in our society. So, as most of you know, I am currently studying German literature and linguistic studies as a major, and as a minor I'm studying philosophy. I also plan to hopefully be able to start art history and English literature after that, and yeah, so therefore this is the field I'm in. If I tell that to people asking me, there are often two groups, and within that group or within those groups there are each two groups as well. The first group is excited to hear my thoughts or like my way for the future and what I'm studying. And within that group there are two other groups that they are excited about it because they think I will go into the field of teaching, because they think that's the only thing you can do with a German degree and the degree I'm pursuing after that. Then there's the other group that is genuinely excited about the whole thing and like appreciates the different aspects of culture and the different ways you can work in culture. And there's like a whole other group that like is really negatively about this about my studies, and those are like the ones that give me like the pity look and are like, oh, but like what will you do with that? And there's the other one, the other group in that actually gets quite angry and says like, yeah, you are like studying with our money, and which is not true, I'm paying that myself. And yeah, it gets quite angry, especially like in the region I live in, because it's a very work focused society, and I think like what I'm studying is not worth it because it doesn't give too much jobs, which is stupid because actually those are still, let's hope I will get into that. That's what prompted me that discussion. It's still some like the most secure business going on in Switzerland in this time period, because a lot of people think that Switzerland is really flourishing and has a great like economic system, which we have. We are still like extremely privileged, but there have been quite a few businesses closing down here in Switzerland, which is quite scary. And the culture business is for now not affected, or not that much affected by it. I even though I saw like in the news yesterday, I saw they were talking about how journals or like newspapers are cooperating because they have to cut down the people working there. And yes, this is scary for me to hear, because I might want to work in a newspaper, but I decided purposely not to study journalism for various reasons. So if I work for a newspaper, I will work as a free writer for a newspaper. Yeah, there's that. There's this business going on with like newspaper disappearing, combining newspapers and stuff like that. The SDR, which is like our main source of journalism here in Switzerland, is currently protesting due to like cutting down the jobs, and it is quite scary to see that happening now. because there are three things I would like to do with my degree. I would love either to work in, as I said, cultural journalism, or like just like cultural, giving that to the people. I would also like to work as curator with my art history degree combined, but also like maybe in a library, or those are like my three main things, but mainly cultural journalism is the one thing. And there is like a vote going on or happening on the 4th of March here in Switzerland, which will affect the outcome of this vote, will directly affect the main like production place of Swiss TV, but not only that, also regional news places will be affected by the outcome of this vote. It's basically the vote to like vote against or to like stop the payment we in Switzerland have to pay for the ability to watch TV, or like for everyone to be able to watch TV, everyone has to pay a certain fee, or no, not a fee, taxes to like that this source of public television can be still be active. And this vote, or the people who brought up this idea or initiative that we are now voting about, they want to stop those taxes. And it's just like the concept itself is really troubling. As people who are living in a democratic system, and as people, I have to get a little bit political here. I tend to be on the left side of the political spectrum with my thoughts. I'm no longer in a party. I used to be in a highly left-leaning party. I used to be in touch with the far left. Actually, it's not something I make a secret about. I was not active in that scene because that would never occur to me, but there were times where I sympathized with certain not radical but still far left-leaning groups, but like nothing like bad, or they did nothing bad. They were just really far left-leaning, and yeah, that's my background. I no longer am active in a party because there's no party I agree to an extent that is that makes it believable for me to be in this party. And I found some actions quite troubling that they are doing, so I'm no longer in a party, but I am leaning to the left in my political spectrum. This initiative was started by the right party, especially because all other parties clearly are against this initiative, and especially it's the far right wing of this party that put that initiative forward. And to me it's quite troubling to understand, because they are really proud with that democratic system we have, and they again and again do things that make me stop and say, well, you are endangering our democratic system. And it appears that they only want to protect the system from outsiders. Because also this initiative that they started, that people should stop having to pay taxes to help build or like work with the existence of this news platform that is the biggest news source and cultural source of Switzerland, the biggest production of Switzerland, as well as local TV productions, that we should stop that. This idea comes from a deeply democratic understanding, so therefore it's quite troubling with that, in that regard. But it's even more troubling because when we would stop paying those taxes, as they say in their initiative, what would happen is that the called SRG would have to shut down, people would lose their jobs, and we would no longer have a public news and public TV production. So it would go into the hands of private productions. And that would mean that we as a public place would no longer have to control over what we want to see as we are watching, because it's in the hand of private people, and it's no longer guaranteed that we get like a non-biased look at news or things, and we would no longer have an unbiased outlook on what we consume in news. And to me personally, I want to work for the SRG, mainly for SRF, which is the the place where on TV where you see the TV program that has everything combined, the news and all the films and movies they produce, and everything is combined on this program. I want to work for them in the future. If someone sees that from SRF, keep me in mind. But yeah, I want to work for them. This is my main source of jobs they provide. If this is shut down due to the vote, and if we vote yes for abandoning those taxes and not no if we don't vote against it, that would mean that the main source of my future jobs I would like to do is cut down. And looking at recent events with newspapers, that would mean that if I don't study art history, or if I'm not able to, this degree will basically be useless, or my German degree, because I don't want to be teaching. I don't want to do that right now, at the moment. So I could basically just stop or just continue for the fun, but I actually don't really, I could use the money for better things if my study would be completely useless. So I found that really troubling, and it's bothering me quite a bit, and it's just raised questions in general, how the importance of culture and literature in our society, and how that is for some not valuable enough, because I always thought like I will have my place with that, but then I stopped and thought, is culture that important to people? Even though we always will have art, we always will have books, will this be, because like I forgot to mention that I would also like to work in publishing maybe, maybe as like a segue into culture journalism, first working for publishing. And I would be safe with that, but my end goal is to work in culture journalism, and I'm not sure if it's still valuable for people in this society. And I know a lot of you have degrees in literature, and I would like to know how you act with that notion, how you want to go about with your degree, or like with people not having a degree, which is like totally fine. Maybe let me know how you value that part of the society. It's just, this vote is quite troubling to me, and I've been quite quiet about it and not publicly expressing my thoughts. This is the first time I'm doing that, and I will actually post it on my Facebook as well, because I want to make a statement, because it's quite troubling personally, and as where we are or want to go as a society here in Switzerland. So yeah, let me know your thoughts, and keep your fingers crossed that we are voting no for No Billag at the 4th of December, not December, how do I get to December? 4th of March. Let's hope that we are voting no for this ridiculous initiative that will just basically cost us more than they might anticipate now. I'm sorry that this was a bit of a downer as a video, but I found it really important to share my thoughts. And again, keep your fingers crossed, please. And if you are from Switzerland, please go vote. I will not tell you what to vote, but you know my opinion, and well, please just go vote, and let's hope the best. And for everyone, keep your fingers crossed for me and for like the general public here. Thanks for watching. Bye.